Welcome to the dungeons. Dayman here. Today we're going to be going over essential settings to get the most out of your dungeoneering. Today we're going to be discussing how to do weapon switching grips, how to be sure that you're moving around at your top speeds, and how to make sure that your chats are not clogged up with screaming children, and a bonus tip on how to get past locked doors with some level of consistency. First things first, let's address the screaming elephant in the room. Now, this game is for everybody. You're going to find kids, you're going to find some chill adults, you're going to find some not so chill adults too. And if you are either a host or not a host, you're going to be able to go into these team options. If you're not a host, you still have control over the voice chat. So if you have someone being quite annoying and you can say like, hey man, pipe down a little bit, or we can all hear you, that's okay, try to be chill, but if they're not being chill, go ahead and mute them. And now if you're a host, I really hope that if you're hosting dungeons that you are willing and able to set boundaries before kicking. I usually let someone know, best practices. Hey, let's not run ahead of dungeons, don't start fights we're not ready for, talk a little quieter so we can hear you, man. And if someone is otherwise, being a bother, wasting potions, trying to explode you with bomb barrels, not really helping in a fight, and you've already expressed those things to them, please just give them a kick. You're going to get someone new in about 2 to 3 minutes, and it's going to be a better experience for everybody. So that's our tip for our hosts. Up next, you're going to go all the way over to controls. And look at that. Enable the auto run. By enabling auto run, I can move at my top speeds without having to worry about pressing in my thumbstick, which could be kind of a wearing on those long VR sessions or any gaming sessions. The next thing we're going to look at are our other controls. Here it says to do the weapon grip switching. It should be disabled, but you can either do a single trigger or a double trigger to get your weapons to switch grip. Now I say weapons, but that only includes your pole arms and your daggers. Look how sick that is. Okay. A quick note as to briefly touch on something we discussed in our martial video. Is I did discuss getting into that javelin grip can be somewhat inconvenient, but now with the double grip, it's far easier to get into that overhand throw. I still prefer the quick snap that we discussed. This can, I know a lot of people like to do that cool dagger trick where you can put it into your hand, and when you're doing the double grip, it's much easier than having to do the whole flip around thing. The next tip I want to talk about is how to get through locked doors. Now, there's a couple ways of doing that, and I think literally a couple, too. I know some people, what they'll like to do is they grab a hold of a door, and they step in and turn their body through it while resetting their boundary. I haven't been able to do that one successfully, but the one that I do successfully, I cannot do it while recording because it'll turn off the recording, but I can demonstrate. What you do is you take your headset off and turn it upside down to face you relatively quickly. Now, how to do this consistently without being pushed back off the door, you want to make sure you're as close to the door as you can, not turned off on any angle. This can be one of the things that the snap is really good for. And you can set that snap to the right angle to get right into the door, though I prefer a smooth, having more control over it. Now, there's going to be a grate on the door, and that grate will allow you to see in, and even sometimes if you rub your hand along that door, give it a nice stroke, it'll boom, to help put your hand through, allow you to grab any loot if there's really nothing else in there. A helpful tip, but that same thing is what's going to allow you to push your head through the door, turn it upside down, and bonk, you're going to be on the other side of that door. I want to also briefly discuss how to manage mimics in a tier 7 solo. I have a great dungeon to demonstrate this. Everyone has haunted chambers, but if you don't have Cursed Labyrinth, I hope to find you in the dungeons and we can save it together. So once I launch this Cursed Labyrinth, run at tier 7 so I get my best loot. Now the great thing about Cursed Labyrinth is within the first 2 rooms you would get 2 tier 3s and a tier 2, and enough keys to open them all. Oh, beat me up, Scotty! Bayman. Alrighty. Here you're going to typically find a key up on that sill. And there's going to be a door here and a door here. We must approach the darkness. And there's that tier 2, but I don't need you. As mentioned, there should be enough keys to do this. Now, I actually am not going to bring that torch. I know, what am I thinking? The reason I don't bring the torch is because in the darkness, it's actually easier to spot those keys. And there's usually 2 keys in this room. Now, if you don't know, we're going to discuss how to find a mimic. Ooh, I got a death skull. That's ominous. This helps you kill death by bringing it to your face and making a terrible, terrible sound. I'm sorry about that. But that will spare you death. Now, there are typically 2 keys in this room. I'm bringing the torch down here, though I don't typically. To help me find that secondary key. If you don't know how to check for a mimic, and you don't have the map, one thing you're going to do is take your shiv or a hatchet. Shivs and hatchets will stab into chests if they are not a mimic. But if it is a mimic, you go dink, dink, dink. And if it were to be a mimic, what I would do, let's first get that key, open her up, see what we get. Make an offering to the god of mimics so that they don't appear. I don't usually wash what I get, but for the sake of the video. Ooh, I'll take it. Looks pretty sick, and if you back straight out, you'll be alright. What an interesting video, looking into the darkness. Alright. And as mentioned, you don't necessarily need to do that glitching trick, but if I were to do it, what I would do is line my eyes right up to this, make sure I'm flush to it, take off my headset, push my hands up and through, and see how my hands went through? My headset would have also gone through with it, and then I would have teleported through. However, you need to wait for both hands to vibrate. That's how you know they've passed through the door. If I were to do it, however, the recording would stop. I learned that one the hard way. Welcome to video number 2. Let's see who you are. Oh. Lucky us, but also not lucky for the video, but I will demonstrate. Let's put you right back in here. Whenever you have a mimic and you're in a tier 7 solo, they can and will kill you. I know you've probably never seen a mimic kill somebody. I was humbled. So I get a few bombs ready. I get a second bomb ready. Wait, did I not get my key? There should have been another key down there. I didn't grab it. Or did I drop it? Well, what you would do is throw that key across the face of your mimic and already have these set up. I usually set them right along the side there. And that'll pow, pow, pow. And that'll usually take care of that mimic for you. It seems that was an instance by which a head glitch would have been quite useful. I could go back into the darkness and search, but I have shared with you all that I can for this video. I look forward to seeing you next time. Be sure you disinfect your face mask and wash your face. Until next time, hope to see you in the dungeon. Boop, boop.